What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some interesting news, as initially we heard that undefeated two-division world champion, unified super featherweight WBC, WBO world champion, Olympic silver medalist, Shakur Stevenson, superstar boxer, 18 wins, no loss and no draw, 9 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. He was going to face off against EMMANUEL Navarrete, okay? Two-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is currently the WBO featherweight world champion, okay? So it looked like EMMANUEL Navarrete and Shakur Stevenson was going to face off. EMMANUEL Navarrete, 35 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 29 big wins by way of knockout, 27 years of age, 5'7" with a 72-inch arm reach. Looked like they was going to fight August or September, okay, in a massive showdown. Both guys are with top-ranked legendary promoter Bob Arum and ESPN. So it seemed like a fight that was easy to be made. But then suddenly, at the last hour, in deep negotiations, that was reported that EMMANUEL Navarrete decided that he wanted to have a tune-up fight. So Shakur Stevenson, he took to social media and he stated that EMMANUEL Navarrete has priced himself out of the fight and he don't want to fight. And he said, I want to let the world know it had nothing to do with me, okay? So Shakur Stevenson said that he wanted to let the world know this had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with him, okay? Now, there was another fight that took place recently, and former IBF super featherweight world champion, Japanese superstar boxer, Kenichi Ogawa, he was defending his IBF title against Joe Cordina, and Joe Cordina, he brutally knocked out Kenichi Ogawa in the second round of their fight. That took place June 4th, okay, last Saturday. And it was a shocker, okay? Kenichi Ogawa, he was favored to go into this fight and win this fight. You know, he was favored to knock out, Joe Cordina going into this fight. You know, Kenichi Ogawa was 26 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 18 wins by way of knockout. 34 years of age, 5'8" with a 71-inch arm reach, okay? So he was expected to knock out Joe Cordina, okay? But Joe Cordina, he did the opposite. He knocked out Kenichi Ogawa. And now he's 15 wins, no losses, no draw, 9 wins by way of knockout, 30 years of age, 5'9" with a 70-inch arm reach, okay? So now we know after Shakur Stevenson had his mega showdown against two-division world champion, former WBC super featherweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, Oscar Valdez, in which he outclassed and dominated Oscar Valdez to become the unified champion, Shakur Stevenson expressed that he wanted to unify the belts, okay? Now we know that, Kenichi Ogawa, he wanted to get his feet wet, get back in the mix of things before he went into unification bout. But he was brutally knocked out by Joe Cordina. So Joe Cordina, he saw what was taking place between EMMANUEL Navarrete and Shakur Stevenson, or dare I say lack thereof was taking place. And he takes to social media and he tells the world and at Shakur Stevenson, let's make it happen between me and you, okay? So he tells Shakur Stevenson he wants to fight Shakur Stevenson. Let's unify the belts. And then he tells his promoter, Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn and DAZN, let's make this fight happen. And then he put up a post of, Wembley Stadium in the UK. Now he's from the UK. So Shakur Stevenson, he immediately sees this. Okay, obviously he added Shakur Stevenson, so he made sure Shakur Stevenson was aware of what he was saying and what he wanted to do. And Shakur Stevenson, he responds back to him and he says, oh, word, let's make it happen. Let's do it, okay? So this is what Joe Cordina, he had to say. He said, what you reckon, champ, at Shakur Stevenson? Kenichi Ogawa, he just had a big win over Kenichi Ogawa. Shakur Stevenson was supposed to fight EMMANUEL Navarrete. He clearly don't want to fight right now. And he added Shakur Stevenson, added Eddie Hearn, at DAZN, at Matchroom, okay? So Shakur Stevenson, he immediately responded to him and said, oh, let's make it happen, right? And, obviously he put up the picture of O2 Arena or Wembley Stadium, I believe it's the O2 or Wembley Stadium in the UK. And Shakur Stevenson said, he's with it. Now, obviously, the hurdle here is going to be getting to have Top Rank and DAZN come together. But eventually this was going to have to happen because Kenichi Ogawa is also with Matchroom and DAZN. So for Shakur Stevenson, who has plans to become undisputed, he would have to have these two networks come together anyway, right? And so he wants to fight Joe Cordina. He's 30 years of age. He has no big fights. He shocked the world with Kenichi Ogawa. He's riding the high, and he wants to make it happen, okay? And so it looked like it could possibly happen. Now that Emmanuel Navarrete, he's going to go in a different direction. I believe he's going to have a tune-up fight now, and so, Shakur Stevenson, he wants to stay active. He wants to, collect the belts. And what better way? Now he has the opportunity, to collect the belts. So now Emmanuel Navarrete is going to fight Eduardo Baez on August 20th, okay? So now August 20th is going to be the date that Emmanuel Navarrete is going to fight, Eduardo Baez, okay? So Shakur Stevenson, Joe Cordina. It only makes sense. Let's make it happen, okay? Why wait? Make the date. I believe that Shakur Stevenson's skill set, his talent, his ring IQ, it's just going to be too much for Joe Cordina. But this is a good fight for both guys, okay? This is an opportunity for Joe Cordina to, be on the biggest stage, with somebody, American fighter, and Shakur Stevenson, who's Olympic silver medalist, who's dominant, who's on the top 10 pound for pound list, okay, is a unified champion. If you're Joe Cordina, you just shocked the world, beating and knocking out Kenichi Ogawa in brutal fashion, okay? Clearly, looks like Shakur Stevenson is not concerned with going over to the UK and making this fight happen. So it just makes sense, okay? It seems like, it's the perfect opportunity for Shakur Stevenson because Emmanuel Navarrete, he's a big name. He's a superstar. And, he has a big fan base, obviously, built-in fan base, Mexican fan base is huge, So with that said, but he don't have a belt because he has a belt at 126, not at 130. Shakur has the belts at 130, okay? So he move up, it would simply be Shakur defending his titles. But fighting Joe Cordina, this is an opportunity for Shakur Stevenson to unify the belts, pick up that third belt, okay? Then he could come back. Now we know Gutierrez is the, the WBA, super featherweight world champion. You understand what I'm saying? So with that said, he could, then he's only, one belt away, from, collecting all the belts. Okay. So that would make, make things easier for Shakur Stevenson. Okay. And, we know Gutierrez is with the PBC, I believe. He was supposed to fight Chris Colbert. It looked like he gonna fight Hector Garcia because Hector Garcia shocked the world and beating Chris Colbert. So it just makes sense. At this point in time, for Shakur Stevenson to be able to get those belts, right? So you got Roger Gutierrez, who's 26 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. And you have Joe Cordina, who is the IBF champion, and Shakur Stevenson holds the WBC, WBO. So like I said, Roger Gutierrez, we don't know, it looks like he's going to fight Hector Garcia in his next fight. It was supposed to be Roger Gutierrez and Christopher Colbert, right? But Christopher Colbert, he lost to Hector Garcia shockingly. And Roger Gutierrez, he was pulled out the initial fight with Chris Colbert because he got ill, so he had to be pulled from the fight. And Chris Colbert, he fought Hector Garcia. Hector Garcia shocked him. So now look like Hector Garcia is going to get the opportunity to fight Roger Gutierrez. So that means the winner of that fight could fight the winner, Shakur Stevenson, for undisputed in 2023, or maybe even at the end of the year. If Roger Gutierrez fights Hector Garcia like around September time, then, August, September, and Shakur Stevenson fights Joe Cordina, around that same time, well, then at the end of the year, you could get undisputed or, at worst, early 2023. So we got to see how this unfolds. Obviously, again, we got to bring these two networks together to make it happen. So let's see how everything unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.